everybody. Happy Friday. Sorry, a little late. Apparently, Stan has decided to orchestrate a play date. And now there are 3 squirrels trying to get some nuts and causing a little bit of ruckus. So my apologies. Good morning, Susan. Hi, Dawn. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Oh, it's nice to see everybody coming in. Today is really going to be a good one. We're definitely going to kind of connect and talk about projecting fears, because I know that we can all relate to that, right? So I hope you guys are ready for the weekend, right? You get to relax, and we are getting nice weather now, so I hope wherever you are, it's starting to clear up. Good morning, Brownie. Hi, Steven. Nice to see everybody coming in. And today's idea came from Melissa yesterday, because she said something that was really right on. Good morning, Connie. And she talked about projecting your fears, talked about that being a strong point in her life. And when you think about it, we all do that so much, right? What if we were to live our life from love instead of fear? And not let go and stop doing things because we're afraid it won't work. Good morning, Julie. Nice to see you. Because that can happen so much, right? So, projecting your fears. A lot of times, you know, you'll see parents might do that. Oh, be careful with that. Be careful touching that. Oh, you're gonna fall. Don't touch that. You know, they're afraid that the child is gonna fall or injure themselves, so they're projecting their fear, you know. Or how many times either you say something or someone says something to you, oh yeah, that's never gonna work. So apparently that person has some fear-based feelings or blocks around that. So looking at yourself, you know, ask yourself, do I project fear? Is there things in my life? I see heart, so I know you're relating, right? Is there something in your life that you see that you are preventing and projecting fear? Right? Your mom always did, Connie, see? So what happens is if your mom always does, then you have to kind of say, am I doing it too? Did I somehow pick that up subconsciously, or is it part of my speech? A lot of times we say things so naturally without thinking that it's such a subconscious, subliminal lesson somewhere along the line that we were taught. Good morning, Christy. You know, so it may not even be our belief system, and that's a tough one too. But we adapt. We naturally adapt the belief system of those around us, especially when we're young, impressionable. So it isn't until you really stop yourself as an adult, stop and say, what do I feel about this? How do I look at this? And really be able to separate yourself from how you grew up, what you were taught, and the belief systems that were bestowed upon you versus what are your belief systems. Because those belief systems are really the foundation of where your fear may be coming from, right? So if we can decide and look at and understand where our fear is birthed, where did our fear originate from, then we can look at, first of all, is that something I was taught, or is it something I truly believe? Because if you really don't believe it, especially as an adult, if you're looking at it and you actually don't agree with it, you can change it. All right. Now, if you do believe it, then it's a matter of, but is it stopping me? Am I projecting my own fear and then manifesting the result I thought the fear would bring to me? It's all connected. Our ability to manifest is so within us, yet our fear will really prevent us from manifesting, even if the universe wants it for you. We really can be a roadblock. We really, really can be our own roadblock. So you just gotta be honest with yourself. Where I find it all the time. Actually, There's another master teacher that does a great, that's a good question, Lauren. How do we clear blockages? I'll share that in a second. But what this other teacher does is she puts up things that she wants and does. She puts up things that bring up fear for her. And she puts up things that are extreme panic for her. And when she's able to work through something, then she'll move the sticker from one category to the other category. So that's a wonderful way to acknowledge where are you in your process, but how are you working and growing through it. So Lauren, I'm going to tell you the biggest part is courage. How do you clear the blockages? Two things that I believe actually work. One is courage. You got to find a bit of courage to go forward with something that you want, even if you know it brings you fear. Okay? So, but maybe it's about baby steps, because if you're feeling insecure about it and you're worried about it, you may not be massively successful the first time you try it. But just the fact that you're giving it a shot, just the fact that you're putting it out there is really going to help build that confidence. So when you build that confidence, it's actually going to start to shift the paradigm of the fear. So I think courage is one. Good morning, Amber. Courage is really one. So, well, I think if you're working for something that never happens, I can't see the rest of it. If you make it too long, everybody, I won't be able to see it while we're talking. But just the fact that you're saying, first of all, how hard we work for, and it never happens. First of all, that's a mindset. So you're absolutely going to manifest that it never happens. You're going to make sure so that you maintain the truth around it. The second thing is allowing yourself that maybe you're pushing towards something that's not meant to happen. You know, and at some point you can push and you can fight, but at some point, you're trying for something that isn't meant to be, and we have to surrender. We have to find that way to surrender. So nothing comes to pass. Yeah, I'm not going to give a personal reading, so I'm not going to get into your situation personally, but just in the language, go back and look at the language you're using. We always do this, and it never works. Nothing ever comes to pass. No, of course, you're exactly telling the universe what you want. And I can't say, I live a life too, and I have struggles too, but there's no way I can say that nothing ever, never. Nothing ever, never. Look at the language, because we will manifest those things we're saying. So my advice is to really look at what language are you using, looking at the perception, and how can there not be some nuggets of goodness or jewels in those scenarios. And then looking at it, are you really fighting or struggling towards something you really, really want, or are you really struggling towards something that's not supposed to happen? I don't know, because I'm not going to tune in. We're not going to tune in, but those are just food for thought for you, right? But it is about us looking at ourselves. Are we projecting fear? Are we manifesting the one thing we're afraid won't happen? Right? We all can do that, If I go snowboarding, you're welcome, Lauren. If I go snowboarding and I'm sitting there and I am going, I'm going to fall. Oh my goodness, I'm afraid of falling. Nope, I can do it. I'm afraid of falling. Oh my goodness. What do you think's going to happen? What do you think? I am going to fall. I'm probably going to face plant. And because it's all I'm thinking. I am letting it obsess and take over my thoughts, and I'm projecting my fear into it. So, well, Dawn, maybe watch it later. Maybe it will work. I think it's working for other people because they're responding. So maybe check. You probably have your do not disturb on, or your speaker's not on. Can you imagine? But anyhow, you'll get to watch it later, so don't worry. But what I want you to do, your homework for the weekend, right? Look at yourself. Write down the words that you're using in your life. And be honest with yourself. If you are in a place of scarcity, however you want to say it, but in a place of need and in a place of not feeling abundant, and if you're in a place of constantly using language that is not abundant, then it's naturally going to have a lower vibration. So the engine's naturally going to run at a lower vibration. So somehow we got to figure out how to raise that vibration, because it's through the higher vibration that I really believe the opportunities and the energy will start to flow. People will start to come in. You'd be surprised at how something works out. So, as always, we have to take personal responsibility for our actions. Talk about personal, look at our personal relationships. Look at, and are we letting other people tell us what to do? Because we have to move forward. If you don't believe in yourself, then it's not going to happen. It's going to be impossible, because you're going to let your fear project such a negative outcome or such an unsuccessful outcome, because you don't even believe in yourself. You got to believe in you. You got to believe in what you can do, what you're meant to do, how you're meant to succeed or share or love or care, and refrain from letting other people decide how worthy you are, or how ambitious you are, or how far you're going to go. Hi, Tom. It is about truly, truly believing in yourself. Then using language that supports that belief system. Then finding courage to help push you, constantly push you. Because there's always going to be people that push back, situations that push back, always. Always. But when you believe in yourself and you say, this little train could, I'm the little train that could, you are going to be so surprised at moving that energy forward. And if someone is just so negative in your life, then you have to have a talk with them. You have to say, listen, this is not healthy for me, because I know this is what I want. I respect your viewpoint, and I don't expect you to be on the same bandwagon as me, but I do expect you to be supportive and not negative. Things like that. But again, this really comes back to us, because if we're projecting our own fear and we are letting our own fear get into it, for me, it's focusing on talking. It's so true, Evie. Wonderful way to say it. Wonderful way. But this is also about fear. And yes, Lauren, set boundaries. Absolutely. But this is really about fear. Are you subconsciously, are you in any way actually finding comfort in the fear that you are projecting? Have you made it a safe place? Have you decided to use excuses after excuses after excuses to justify the space and place that you're in? So at some point, got to wipe them away. I look at myself and I say, well, I'm having trouble here. Oh, created an excuse. And I just wipe it away and I move through it. Oh, I created an excuse, wiped it away, moved through it. I do it. We all do it. So just try to really look at how you can change your language, change where did your belief systems come from, who are you listening to around you? You should be your own best cheerleader. Always, always. You should always be the most loving to yourself and your biggest cheerleader. But you got to look at your own stuff. You got to look at it. If you are getting in your own way, you got to be honest and you got to say, how do I move out of my way? And that usually comes from positivity and moving through fear and visualizing that you can do it, then taking action steps, and then not folding up just because maybe one time it didn't go the way you planned. There's so many things that I've done that did not go as planned, and I have to pick myself up and do it again. So, I know all of this is scary, and I know all of you get worried. We all get worried. We all feel insecure at times. Absolutely, we do. And I'm glad I'm saying I'm glad you needed it. I don't mean I'm glad you needed it, Melissa, but I'm glad it's helpful. And I'm hoping it helps a lot of you, because again, at the end of the day, there's nothing I'm talking about that we haven't all experienced, right? This isn't just for me. This isn't just for Melissa. This is for all of us. All of us on some level at some point in our lives can relate to this. So I do hope you find it helpful. I want you to have a gorgeous, beautiful weekend. Please do a little bit of this homework. Dig a little deep. Do one thing for yourself that pushes you a little bit more in the direction that you want, with love and kindness towards yourself, and with a sense of purpose, and with a sense of courage. Okay? So there you go. That is your coffee with Colby for today. So have a gorgeous day, and thank you guys so much. And again, for all of you who share and participate, and again, I so appreciate it. I really, really do, because I think the more people that get to see these videos, the more they're going to realize they're not alone. And maybe we can find ways to help one another. Okay? All right. Have a gorgeous day, and I will see you guys Monday. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.